Next up we have Douglah versus Omar Sargent. Douglah weighing in at 67 kilograms. Again, a last minute replacement for Dominic Dillon. I believe that's his student or training partner. Here we have Omar Sargent weighing at 70 kg with a wealth of MMA experience. Both making their combat jiu-jitsu debut here at Alpha Grappling. Mo, again, a very game competitor, was very happy to take this matchup on a very short notice. Omar, who was scheduled to fight Dominic Dillon, was more than happy to go against Mo. Shake of hands, and here we go. Again, this match is under full Luta Livre combat jiu-jitsu rules. All strikes allowed on the ground. So this should be an interesting matchup. See if Mo had enough time to prepare for Omar, and Omar was able to prepare for Mo. Mo's looking for some sort of a tie-up. Fighting. Omar definitely seems to be the more physical of the two. Might have a slight weight advantage. As mentioned, they both have some MMA experience. It'll be interesting to see how that transfers over into a combat jiu-jitsu or Luta Livre environment. Mo had a good head control. Omar shoots for a double, sits back for a guard. He's got half guard. Mo's got a guillotine. Not sure how deep it is, but he's got a good guillotine control. Looking for that guillotine. Omar could turn this into a guard pass. He keeps stepping, and he does. Mo goes behind him. Oh, brutal strikes there, continuously striking. Non-stop strikes there by Omar. Repeatedly striking. Knee shield by Mo. Oh, he's hinting at Mo to defend himself. Mo really needs to cover up. He needs to use his elbows, arms to cover up some of those strikes. Body strikes. Strikes to the body by Omar. Head strikes. Repeated head strikes. Heavy hands there. Heavy hands by Omar. A lot of strikes going through. You can see the MMA experience of Omar coming across here. Strikes to the ribs of Mo, strikes to the head. He's mixing them up. He just turns it into a guard pass. Well-timed guard pass there by Omar. Mo's looking for a Kimura lock, but I don't think his hips are far enough. He's too close, almost underneath Omar. Omar spreading his body well, spreading himself out, continuously striking to the body. But at least with that hand trap, he's not gonna get. Omar won't be able to strike him. Omar goes behind him. Mo's trapped that hand well from a Kimura grip to hand. Could Omar take his back? Probably not. Nice hand control. Omar's trying to free that hand of his. See if he can get that hand out so he can again continue to strike. He's resting his knee on the back of Mo. His hand is almost free. He's using that knee to wedge that hand through. He's got his hand out. Now he's going to use it to strike. Again, he's going to continuously look for openings. Omar sitting back into Mo's half guard and just happy to sit here and strike. Mo has to defend himself somehow. He has to look for openings himself, or at least hit back, strike back at Omar. Good strikes there by Omar. Beg your pardon. There must be now. Mo must be feeling those. They must be accumulating. Again, more strikes by Omar. Omar's actually hinting at Mo to defend himself. A great sportsman, a good sportsman there, but he's also looking for openings. Controlling his ankle, so he can't post down on it. and continuously striking to the body, striking to the head. Omar is definitely okay with this being a referee stoppage at some point, because the way he's striking, he's not looking to grapple much. He's got that foot control with his left hand, putting his head low, is trying to see if he can pass. Mo's got that inside hook with his left feet. Perhaps he can sweep Omar to his right. Omar is looking for a body lock, perhaps trying to control his hips, staying glued to him. While Mo is looking for that Kimura. He had it. Omar spins around. Oh, he's threatened by it. Good Kimura control. He's got hand control there of Omar. We can end up on top here if he wanted. He's still trying to rip that arm out and get a shoulder lock. And Omar again ends up on top. Good guillotine control there by Mo. Mo's got a guillotine attempt, but he doesn't see an arm over. Guillotine is hard to keep. Omar posting with his hands, posting with his arms. He's almost going to pull that head out. Using strikes well. Those are again very heavy strikes to the ribs of Mo, and his head is out. Omar again looking for body control. He just wants to establish a good position so he can strike from it. Mo again attacking Omar's right arm, looking for that Kimura control, Kimura lock. More so to stop the strikes, I believe. Good control there by Mo. Omar again, see if he can get that arm free. He's going around the back of Mo. But with that arm trap, I don't think Omar can post and strike. He can only use that left hand. But Mo's keeping that arm locked, so there's not much space for Omar to strike. Still heavy strikes there on the ribs of Mo. Those will accumulate eventually. Omar almost passes, looking for a pass, but good guard work there by Mo. He's keeping the hooks in, got the butterfly hooks in. Mo looking to see if he can rip that arm out for the Kimura. But position-wise, this makes sense for Mo. He's stopping Omar from posting and striking. So it's definitely the right strategy there by Mo, but he has to look to mount his own attack. Omar again posting with his left arm, trying to create space. Excellent sweep there. Good sweep. Well-timed sweep there by Mo, and I believe that's a point to Mo. Mo very composed, even though he took a lot of some strikes and some damage initially, but he seems to be composed and seems to be moving things forward. Almost has a guard pass attempt, but the long limbs of Omar. Nice strike there by Mo. Well timed. Now he seems to be defending, even now he's on top. The long limbs of Omar definitely playing to his advantage, using that knee shield for space, creating space with the strike. Nice strikes there from the bottom, front hand and backhand by Mo. Omar going for an overhead headlock. He can use this to pass his guard, which I think he will.
Omar, yeah, just let me know, yeah?
He ends up in mount. Oh, he's got a guillotine, mounted guillotine. He's got a good grip, but I don't think he has his arms locked. His hands are not locked. But he can keep this position and at least wear on Omar a little bit more. Still, the guillotine definitely will start to threaten Omar. You see if he can finish it, he's keeping it, but Omar seems too calm and composed to worry about this. I believe his hands are now locked. Mo has his hands locked. Good control there by Mo. Good John Hathaway there, cornering Mo for this match. Very well known MMA fighter out of the UK. Still very active. All the hands are locked. Omar is definitely threatened there by that mounted guillotine. Mo's definitely got a better control of it now. Again, Omar is looking to bridge. The way he's posting his feet, he's going to use those long legs for momentum and probably escape. Mo lets go of the guillotine, but he seems to be keeping the mount. He still has the mount. He seems reluctant. This is a good space for Mo to strike. He can land some heavy strikes from this mounted position, but he seems to be looking for a submission. Oh, there we go. Some nice strikes everywhere, but again, Omar just timed it. I think he was waiting for Mo to pose for some strikes, and he ended up on top. They roll out of the area. Very exciting matchup. Shake of hands. I think the referee is going to start them in a neutral position, not from the ground. Again, shake of hands. Good sportsmanship from both sides. Omar very calm. He's been in these situations several times. This is another match for him. Seems to be some exchange of words there. Mo again looking for an opening. I believe Omar is looking for a shoot. He's trying to shoot on him. He's changed levels a few times now. He posts on his shoulders. He's got hand control. Oh, nice shot, but they end up out of bounds. Omar is very calculating, looking for, probably thinking his next set of moves. Yep, he shoots it again, but on another shoot. I think he's got a guillotine, but again, they end up out of bounds. Looking for a hand control, nice head control there by Mo. He has to mount an offense of his own now, sooner or later. Mo again took this fight on a very short notice. Not sure if he had enough time to prepare for these rule sets, but he's definitely game. He's definitely in the match. Omar himself also had to prepare for two different opponents. Both are looking for some sort of an opening there. Nice head control attempt. Omar just leaning on Mo, making him carry his weight a little bit. Good wrestling there. Good wrestling tactic by Omar. Omar very composed. Looking, posting on the shoulder. Nice shot there by Omar, but again, probably shooting on the edges, you normally will end up out of bounds. So it makes sense to shoot probably a bit more somewhere in the middle. The referee, I believe, will start them off in the same position, which was Omar on top, since he had the double leg on him. The score is 1-1. The referee will make sure they start in exactly the same position they ended up in. Shake of hands, and yeah, Mo posts and sits up. Both are again in the stand-up position. The experience of Omar is definitely coming through here, especially with the wrestling, the MMA style of wrestling. He seems to be more or less in control of these exchanges. Very calm. He's seeing, I guess, there's an opening there. pushing him back again. He shoots in. He's got a deep on his single. Nice single. He jumps over for the guard pass, but oh, nice guillotine. He's got it deep. Mo's got a nice deep guillotine. And oh, good strikes there by Mo, mixing it up from the guillotine to strikes. Omar seems to be covering his ear, his left ear. Perhaps those are from the strikes of Mo or something happened. Good strike there again by Mo. Mo mounting his own offense now in close guard of Omar. Omar seems to be very good at striking from his back as well. Again, his wealth of MMA experience coming over here, transferring over to this kind of event. Mo stands up, looks to post, but Omar just pulls him back in. Mo needs to create space to mount some strikes of his own. He needs to create some distance, but I think Omar's aware of that and is keeping Mo close to him. Nice attempt there. But that head control is keeping it close, so without any space, Mo won't be able to strike. But good strikes to the body there. At least now, knee shield by Omar should maybe not the wisest of decisions, because Mo can now strike. Can sit back and strike quite well from here. There's a good strike there by Mo. Omar is kind of very competent from striking off his back as well. Mo stands up, looking for an armbar perhaps, so Mo's left arm. A good adjustment there by Mo. Again, looking to post, but Omar just seems to strike well from both positions. Omar's got a nice inside hook. Again, he's striking well from all positions. Again, some exchange of words there between the two, but good strike again. Good strike, nice strike by both from the top. Again, looking for space. Oh, beautiful strike there. It's well timed by Omar. Omar seems to strike literally from any position. Again, the MMA experience definitely coming through here. Again, back on their feet. Well, they were having a word with some of the audience members. Very relaxed, very composed. The mind frame is very much there. Mo's got a head control. He really needs to make the most of it. Omar shoots in and pulls Mo into his guard. We have a closed guard now. Omar using his closed guard, keeping Mo in his closed guard, but still striking very well from the bottom, using all the space he can to generate leverage and space to strike. Keeping Mo close to him. Mo really needs to create space, push back, and find space to strike. Mo using his head well to kind of right into Omar, but Omar places his foot on the hip, maybe looking for an armbar here, or just looking to create space so he can continue to strike. Oh, heavy strikes there again by Omar, and Omar is continuously Mo strikes back though. Mo is able to strike back. See if you can find a guard pass. A very heavy strike there by Omar, I beg your pardon. Omar again striking hard.
Who's winning so far?
It's a 60-minute match, so I'm sure again fatigue will definitely come into play. The conditioning of the two athletes with the strikes and the constant jiu-jitsu will definitely play a part here. Omar striking well, using the heel of his hands now, the palm hard to strike Mo. Ooh, A lot of strikes there. Back and forth strikes there between the two. A lot of strike again. Omar using that over the head position to strike even more. Really active striking there from Omar from his back. He's continuously using all the angles available, all the options available to land as many strikes as he can, and Mo really needs to start defending himself. Maybe post. Mo now sits up, stands in his guard, but I think Omar seems to be just very comfortable striking continuously from his close guard. Omar stretching his neck out, posting on his hip, again looking for space. Omar just seems to be very content, looking for space to strike, and not keen on any submissions. A lot of strikes there. Omar now looking for a sweep or perhaps a triangle attempt, but any space he has, he uses it to strike. Mo now looking to pass that guard. He's posting on the knee of Omar. Omar could go behind him. He's looking for a bat take, but he doesn't really need to put the hooks in or look for a submission. He's perfectly fine just sitting here. He's got all the space to strike and continue striking. Mo stands up. Oh, takedown attempt. Big takedown there by Omar. Straight from the body lock, but didn't want to follow down with him. They're back on their feet, looking for head control. Oh, not sure what happened there. They disengaged. I think the referee tells us to carry on. Shake of hands. Mo seems to be, he's thrown his gum shield out. There seems to be, I think Mo just seems to be worn out now. He's beaten down quite a bit. Repeated strikes there by Omar. Omar continuously pounding away. The referee should really look to stop this now. There should be some sort of stop it. I don't think Mo can defend himself. The referee looking very closely. Referee looking very carefully at the action. Omar non-stop strikes, and I think that's it. That's it. The referee has indeed stopped it. That's the end of the match. Good sportsmanship there on the part of Omar. A valiant or a gallant effort there by Mo. Very gutsy performance there by Mo for stepping in and taking on a killer in Omar. And Omar's your winner there.